Welcome back to part 30 of the Bugatti Bolide design, and in this tutorial we're actually going to complete quite a few small bits and pieces, I'm hoping, because we almost have the car completed and I'm very happy with the result. Alright, guys, let's go into and get into the pure white here and remove that appearance, and let's remove the dark appearance here. All right, and the first thing that I want to do, I want to close this area up here. And let's bring up some pictures here so we can see what's going on. So we have a close-up area here which is closed. There's a surface around here, and there's a surface inside here, which we wanna get through, right? So we're gonna get that done, and once we get that done, we also have some cuttings in these side wings over here, right? So we're gonna get that done as well. And from the back here, we can see that there's a reverse camera on that spine tail, right? Yeah, spine tail. I think I got that right. Okay, so the first thing I want to do here is, since we have no view planes on this display style state 2, we're gonna go into future tree here, and we're going to bring up the front part, the front plane, and the right plane, just to again to move around and work things around, right? So the first thing I want to do here is I want to create a plane from this surface here. So let's click on plane and then click on this surface here, and then I'm gonna do a flip offset, right? And I'm gonna set this to 1. All right, and let's have a look. 1. Okay, so 1 is a bit too much, so let's do 0.7, and 7 is actually what we are looking for, so that's good. We'll set that. Okay, so now that we have that plane, we can use that plane as a reference line on which we will draw our starting point of our surface. So yeah, okay, so so let's make a sketch on this plane here. Let's make a sketch on this plane here, and then get into this view here. And if we go to get a center line here, I won't be able to get the center line unless we convert this outside edge first as a converted entities, not that one. Clear selection, convert that one. Okay, and then we can use these 2 points here. So let's grab that midpoint and grab it from here, and I'm gonna pull it out to about here, so we leave some space for that surface. Okay, and we're just gonna cut out this one, and we're going to turn this into a construction line. If we can. Yes, we can. Okay, good. And then what we're going to do here is grab a 3-point arc and go from this point to this point, and just come down like that. So we determine our space between our surface. Okay, and once we have that, we're gonna grab another line, and then we're just gonna go from this point we're gonna go from somewhere here to here, right? And we're going to cut everything that we don't need. And we don't need this one as well. So that's all it's left. All right. So once we have this line here, press OK, exit the sketch. So now we have our reference sketch that we can use. Okay, and now let's go to sketch and grab a 3D sketch and 3D spline, and let's go from this point up to this corner here on this surface body. Let's go up to this point here, and let's grab another spline and then go from this point here to this point here. And then we're going to make click on this line, control, and then this line, and make that tangent. And then we're going to click on this line, hold control and this line, and make that tangent. Okay, so we have now a nice tangency on this surface. Let's have a look from the back. So we have tangency all the way around that surface. So that's good. Okay, so the second thing is we're gonna grab another spline, and then we're just gonna go around this sketch here, because we want to make this sketch to be one sketch. And then just go around that line. And then we're going to connect to this point. All right, so once we have that, we're gonna come to this side and then grab a center line and on this point, and we're going to be pressing the tab button to get into XYZ to X and Y, and that's for direction. So that's going to be our direction of pull, of course, and then we're just going to exit the sketch. Okay, so once we have that, we're gonna go to surfaces, extrude surface, and this is the sketch that we are going to extrude. So that's why it's a one sketch, and then for direction it's going to be our center line, right? And then we're just gonna pull it a little bit in like that. So we'll have a nice body on that surface. Let's pull it a little bit more in. Okay, maybe that's a bit too much, so let's just pull it to about there. Okay, so that's good enough. And then press OK. Okay, so once we have that surface, what we're going to do is do a mirror. So mirror the surface over. So let's use our front plane to mirror this body over to the other side. Okay, and then let's go to surfaces, and then right, so once we mirror this surface over, let's go ahead and thicken this surface. So thicken this one, and then let's thicken it by 1. See how that looks. So maybe 0.5, 0.5 will be better. Yeah, 0.5 is better. Okay, and then let's thicken this side as well. All right, that's good. And now what we're going to do is just going to extrude this up to the surface, this surface here. So let's make a sketch on this surface. And then we're going to convert these entities, this surface, and then we're going to futures extrude. And we're gonna go up to surface, and it's going to be this surface here. Okay, so now that is one surface. Did we do it? Let me see. Okay, hold on a second. So let's go again, extrude surface, and we're gonna go up to surface, and this surface here. Press okay. Okay, so we will come back to this one and then fix this afterwards. So let's delete this sketch for now. So let's delete the sketch. And then we leave it like this for now, and we'll come back and fix it. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to get rid of this small surface here. So let's make a sketch on the surface if we can. Or just let's leave it. Yeah. All right, so let's hide this line here. All right, and let's hide this plane as well. Okay, and then we need a plane here that will show us how we're gonna come in with this fill-in surface on this area here. So let's go again and create a plane on from this surface here, and we're going to flip that, and then we're going to make that 5 or 8, and then I think 8 is going to be good. Okay, so now we have will have a line that we can use to create our cut line. So let's make a sketch on this plane and get into the view. So now we have a line that we can follow. All right, so let's grab a line, and then we're going to follow this line, and then we're gonna come all the way down like that 4. All right, and then what we're going to do is go to surfaces, extrude surface, and we're going to do mid plane, and then we're just going to pull this out to about here. And just let's have a look. That's going to be enough. All right, so we can cut. Good, and press OK. All right, and then this point, we're going to bring back our edges here so we can see what we are doing. And then we're going to make a sketch on the right plane. And we're going to convert these outside edge and this edge and this edge here and this edge. And then this edge, this edge, this one, and this one here. Press OK. And then we're going to just add a line from this point to here, and another line from this point to here, and then we're going to connect these two lines over here, these 2 points. Okay, and then we're going to go to surfaces, trim surface, and the sketches are trim tool, and we're going to get rid of this one here. Press OK. All right, we perfectly trimmed away that upper section, and then we're going to do the same thing on the rest of it. So let's make a sketch on the right plane, press normal to profile, and then we're going to convert this edge, and then this edge, and then this outside edge. Okay, press OK. And of course they need to be connected. So we're gonna grab a line and just pull this here. And it's going to zoom in and then cut this one and this one. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Just going to cut these sections here, so they're connected, and the same thing here from this point to this point, and we're going to cut this one and this one, and then we come in here and then go from here to here, and then cut this to here, and then we're going to add an additional lines up this way like that, and an additional line from this way up. We can even go here as well. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Let's cut this one and make a new one from this point to this point. Okay, and we go to surfaces and trim surface, and our sketches are trim tool. So just get rid of this one here. All right, so now it's filled in. All we need to do, we still have some small bit in here which we will get rid of, but that won't show eventually, because we will fill up these sections here as well. All right, so all it's left to do now is to cut out the exhaust as well. So let's make a sketch on the right plane, normal to profile, and we're going to convert the inside circles. Actually, clear selections. So we're going to convert, yeah, the inside circles. The edges of the inside. So basically the edges of the exhaust, right? Right. And then these are the circles here. So let's go to surfaces and trim surface, and our sketches are trim tool. And then we're just going to get rid of the inside parts. Okay, all right, so that's done. So now we filled in this section and created this surface here, which we wanted. I want it, right? And yeah, let's just get rid of the small pieces as well. Make a sketch. No more to profile. And these small sketches are hiding in there. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna convert these edges here. This edge. Clear selections. So instead of converting, we're going to grab a spline. And then we're just gonna try to stay on this edge here. Up to that point. And make another line and just come down like that. Okay, surfaces, trim surface. So our sketches are trim tool here. And then we're gonna come in here and select this small piece. All right. So actually, let's go and delete this trim here. And let's mirror that sketch over to the other side. So click on the sketch, edit sketch. And we're gonna get into view here. And let's grab a center line. And mirror these entities over this center line here. Okay, and then we go to surfaces, trim surface. Okay, and then we're going to select this small piece here. And then this small piece here. Okay, so that's good. One left thing is this piece here, but actually we're gonna leave that because we can use that for reference if we need to. Okay, so let's hide this plane for now. And if we take off our edges, we're looking pretty good here. Okay. And then let's have a look. All right, so what I want to do now is create these cuttings here on the rear wing. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is we're going to cut out this section. We're going to keep a 3D sketch straight on this end, and then we're going to make in a surface, and we're going to do a boundary surface onto that inner surface, and the same thing on the second cutting on that surface as well. All right, so this is the wing here, and then let's make a sketch on the front plane. So basically, let's just zoom in here. You can see it comes in straight, then follows down this line, right? Okay, so we're gonna come in straight, and we're gonna follow down this line with our cutting. Okay, so let's grab a line. We're gonna come in straight to about here. And then we're going to grab a spline. And then come down here. And then grab another spline and come down to this point. And let's add a fillet. Let's have a look if there's a fillet. There is a big fillet. So let's make the fillet 15. All right. So exit the sketch. So we are not going to cut yet because we want to create our 3D sketch first. So let's go to 3D sketch and let's grab a spline. And we're gonna go from that point. Let's delete that. We're still in the 3D sketch. So let's start from the lower section. For some reason, this line is not very happy. So let's delete this line. Okay, so instead, we're going to cut it first. So trim surface. So let's cut it first, trim surface. Let's use our sketch as the trim tool, and we're going to get rid of this one here. Yeah. Yeah, so trim surface, trim tool, get rid of this line here. And actually delete that trim, and let's trim the other side as well at the same time. So trim surface, it says trim tool, and let's delete on both sides, right? Okay, so once we delete them, we're going to connect these points back with a 3D sketch. 3D sketch, 3D spline. It's kind of a long shot, but up to this one. And then normal to profile. And then let's jump over to our first display state. So this way we can see how our end wing is going. So let's add a few spline points on them. One here, one here, one here, one here. And let's add our control polygons on this line. Control polygon. And let's just move them into position. And that's basically the shape. So press OK, and then jump over to a second display state. And let's make sure that we are straight with the surface. Okay. So what we can also do is give a little bit of profile with this angle outwards, like that. And then we go back and make sure that we kept our shape. Alright, our shape is kept. So exit this sketch. Okay. And then we need a the direction of pull with this surface here. Okay. So we're going to grab a 3D sketch, of course, and then 3D sketch, center line, and then we're going to drop it right in this middle section here. Press tab, exit, and then jump to the top here, and then we're going to determine the direction of pull, and I think it's going to be going this way in, and this, let's just check it from here as well, from the side. And check from the back. Okay, exit the sketch. Actually, we might stay in the sketch, so edit the sketch. And let's add our splines and stay on this edge here. So in this corner, I want to make sure that we keep our curvature. Down to that point. Okay, and now let's see if we can extrude that surface. So let's go to surfaces, extrude surface. Let's select the sketch. And the direction is going to be this one here. And we're just gonna pull it back a little bit. So actually, let's start it again. So extrude surface, select the sketch, and let's select the direction. So 44 is too much, so let's try 10 or 5. So even 5 is too much, so let's try just 2. Yeah, I think 2 should be alright. Okay. Let's have a look at this picture. Right. So we're going to make a boundary surface with this line and then this line. Let's see what we can do. So let's select this line and then this edge here. And we see what that does. It's going that way, which is good. Let's press OK and see what we got. Okay, so that looks not bad. Let's try and trim this surface out. So let's do a trim surface. Let's use this as a trim tool to get rid of this one. Okay. So that's our first cut in. If you go to edit features here for a second, let's see this point here. Let me pull this one up. Pull this up to that point. And press OK. Okay, so that looks a lot better. All right. So that's the first cut in, and then now let's create, but before, let's mirror over these to the other end. Say features, mirror, and then let's use front plane to mirror, and then bodies to mirror, of course. And let's use this one and the inside part. Press OK. All right, that mirrored over perfectly. And of course, we will be adding some fillets on these corners once we finish. Okay, let's see how much time we have left. All right, so the second one, second cut-in, we're going to make a cut. So we're going to make a cut from this point down to this point, and then we're going to leave a little bit of surface here all the way down to this point. So we're just going to cut out a piece here and do the same thing, do a direction of pull inwards, and then we're going to do a boundary surface onto that. Okay, so let's make a sketch on the front plane again. And then let's grab a line. And then we're going to leave some space, some surface. And we're going to come all the way down to this point. And down to here. And I want to have the same amount of surface, just a little bit amount on the lower section than on the upper section. and then let's just pull this line a little bit towards this way, so we have the same amount. And then we can maybe pull this down a little bit this way, like that. Let's have a look at the picture again. It comes down just above that, just above that, just a little bit above that surface there. You can just pull this towards this way a little bit, and maybe make it a bit smaller, like that. And let's see if we have any fillets on them. So the fillets is going to be afterwards, as I can see. Okay, so let's cut this surface out. So go to surfaces, trim surface, and we're going to cut it out on both sides. Okay, and then now we're just going to add a direction of pull. So let's go to sketch, 3D sketch, and let's grab a center line from this corner and just pull it over here. Let's delete it. Let's make another one, center line, and let's change that to Y and Z, Y and Z, right? And let's just orientate that line the way we want it to pull. Right, so I want to pull it this way from this angle. Now let's go to the back. I want this to be a straight pull. Then let's check from this side as well. And then we're looking good. However, it's not in the corner. I want to pull it into the corner. Let's just double check from the top. Okay, we're looking good. All right, exit the sketch. Actually, sorry, we have to go back into the sketch. So edit the sketch. And let's convert some entities, and in this time it's going to be just this edge here. All right, exit the sketch. And then we're going to go to surfaces, extrude surface, and let's select the sketch. And let's select the direction of pull. And this time, instead of 2, just use 1. Okay, that's okay. All right, and now we're just going to connect this surface with this surface here. So let's go to boundary surface and connect this surface. Clear selections. So just connect the edge with this edge here. Actually, we can add tangency here. So go back and edit the feature, and let's add tangency to face here. All right, so now we have a curvature on that small surface. if we can see it from here. All right, so we have to nice close up these surfaces here. I mean these empty spaces here. So we're gonna go to sketch, 3D sketch, and convert entities. Or we can just go straight to surface, exit the sketch, and do a fill surface, and just select the edges, and hopefully it will close it up. It did. Okay, and do the same thing on the lower end. So fill surface, this edge, and this edge here. Closed it up. All right. So we can see it from here. We have a nice cutting on that surface. All right, so let's mirror it over to the other side. Features, mirror, and we're going to use the front plane and then bodies to mirror. And let's not forget these two fill surfaces here. Press OK. Okay, so it's nice mirrored it over. All right, and now we're just going to do knit. So surfaces, knit surface, and we're just going to knit everything together. And then let's knit this surface together, this surface here, the outside one. All right. Okay, so once that knitted together, we can go ahead and apply some fillets. So let's just press here for now 1 and see if that will happen. So let's try 0.1. Yeah, 0.1 is good. So 0.5. Yeah, 0.5 is even better. Let's see if we can apply to the edges here. So we can apply to those ones. Press OK, see how it looks. Okay, and then let's add fillets to the outside edge. So let's try 0.1. .2. All right, that looks good. And then let's add that fillet. Let's add that fillet on this X on these corners as well. Press OK. Okay, and I'm not going to apply fillets to the outside edge as well. Okay, so do a mirror here, features mirror, and then let's do front and clear selections here, and then let's just mirror over our features, everything that we just created, and it's all over there. Actually, we're just gonna have to, oh yes, because we have to knit the surfaces together on this side as well. So let's just do that quickly. Surfaces, knit surface, Okay, let's knit it together. So knit this one and this one, and the outside. All right. So we're going to do that in the next tutorial. We're going to mirror over our fillets and knit the other surface in the next tutorial. And then we're going to leave this tutorial here, and then I'm going to see you back in the next tutorial. All right, thanks very much for staying with me in this one, and don't forget to subscribe. On this particular car, we're going to go all the way with all the details, so stay with me. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.